Hi everyone, I know you have missed us and that's why we are back with Love You Zindagi. Gulraj, isn't this fun?
Well, it's exciting because we're getting so much closer to the launch date of the book, so I'm happy to be here.
Yes, I know, there are those butterflies in the stomach and we're really excited. And today I told Gulraj that I want to talk about a chapter that is actually very close to my heart, and I know also close to his, because clearly the whole book is close to our hearts. But this is a chapter which talks about being consciously polite. Have I got the chapter header right, Gulraj?
To be conscious, to be polite.
Yeah. So that is what the chapter is. And I'm reminded of this quote which was said by Tommy Lee Jones, I think. He said that kindness and politeness is not overrated but underused. And I thought that was, that's so important and it's so real. Before I share my experiences, Gulraj, I know that you always put things in perspective in the business sense, which I think is very important in the current scenario now that people are working and back in the action. So please share the business aspect of this.
Now, in the context of the business scenario, Shalini, we have to be mindful in both sides. Firstly, with our internal customers, that's our staff, and then the external customers, because I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you, but CARE, that the customer really is everything. Customers are really everything. But the internal customer, that's the people who are serving our external customers. They are really everything. I have a handout that's called 15 Ways to Motivate People. And the number one thing is the most obvious one. Always say please, always say thank you to your staff. And I don't understand why bosses have this touch me not attitude, because that never makes anybody a boss or a leader. That's just somebody nobody wants to work for anymore, because people are working not for need anymore. People are working just because they want to work for aspiration, and people are going to walk out on you. The second thing is that I need business people to understand that being polite is actually a technology. And I'm going to use this word, this peculiar word here.
I like the word.
Called technology. Because if we can harness the power of this, when we are sensitive to people's feelings, when we're polite, when we are grateful for people being our customers, and yet not getting railroaded, still being assertive and being a person in control, people go out of their way to say, you know what, you're really a sensible person, you're really a polite person, you're really so genuine. And then people want to do business with you, because sincerity sells. And if we can harness this power, because I've seen a lot of people, they actually come across as aggressive and nobody wants to do business with them, because they feel, you know what, we should also have this command. Why not have the best of both? And I call this power and finesse, that you can be powerful and you can be sincere and you can be polite at the same time, because that combination I think sells better nowadays. Now tell us about what happens in the non-business world.
You love to instigate me with my stories, right?
Yes.
And I have to first mention that I love the acronyms you use, because it is so much better and easier to remember and retain. So CARE, you must never, I love it. I simply love how you say that. And you said that, it's technology, which is another word which people will resonate with and remember. But what I want to tell you is that when he brought it up, saying that you have to be very polite with your own staff, because charity begins at home. And that's when I was reminded of the story. What's happened in the circumstances of COVID, which I'm going to talk about, is that people have not had house help or staff. And when it opened up, suddenly the maids came back to work. The amount of thank yous and pleases and so grateful and gratitude that people are using. So sometimes if you're not going to go obviously and learn it, circumstances are going to stare you in the face and say, you've got to do this. And I had a situation where, I was coming back late and it was curfew hour, and I'd gone to work and I was coming back, and the guard says there's no way that, you can't go. And just 2 days before that, there was an episode with another lady trying to get into the community, and she was harassed at the thing that you had to come back before the curfew hour. Now you find another place to go to, because this is how it works. And I'd heard this story, and when I reached late, I was like, oh, damn, I've had it. But after 2 minutes of the guards talking to me and me explaining the situation to them, that, there was no transportation, and because of the situation, they told me, ma'am, please go home. And sorry but we have to ask all the questions. And I realized that it doesn't happen overnight. It is a rapport and a relationship that I built over a period of time, and that only comes from being polite, being kind, making small talk. So I've always made small talk with all of them, so they all know me and recognize me, which makes such a lot of difference. friends. The other thing, Gulraj, I have to mention is that there's a lot of people, when they start talking, they start by saying, no offense. That's a non-starter.
Yeah.
You are sure to be offending the person, and just saying that and putting a disclaimer is not going to change it. So make it a way of life. Make it a part of your being. If you can be polite to your friends, I'm so polite to Gulraj, and I go back home and I'm not nice to my children, it's not going to happen. You have got to walk the talk and do it as a part of your life.
Absolutely.
That's what I think. Gulraj, is there anything else that you think we should...
I like this last part. You said walk the talk, because when you're congruent inside and outside, otherwise people are going to call that BS. People are going to know that, you know what, this person acts this way and there's a big facade. People are smart enough to see through it. So I'm glad you brought that up.
That's true. But like I say that, you know, this whole scenario has changed fashion, has changed interiors, has changed the way we are hanging out, has changed everything. But the one thing that'll always be trending is kindness and politeness, and if at all, more so now.
Absolutely.
Right? So, Gulraj, the book is round the corner.
Round the corner. People should start saving their money for it.
And I think they've saved a lot, right? Right now, they've spent no money shopping. So save up the money. The book is round the corner. Love You Zindagi, Gulraj Shahpuri and Shalini Kochhar signing off for today, but we'll be back with the next chapter. So keep watching this space.
Love You Zindagi.